Hey, it's Ruben in the shop bringing you another sold video. We have 29 items leaving the shop today. We sold on 2 platforms, eBay and Mercari. My name's Ruben. I'm a longtime reseller. Been full-time for just over a year. I wanted to talk about one of the sales in particular. It was this sale here. These are menus, specifically table menus. About 13 months ago, I had an opportunity to buy a complete collection of menus at an estate auction. I ended up winning the bid. I was the only bidder at $10. When I got the menus home, I was surprised at how many there were and how rough of a condition they were in. I ended up listing about 400 menus, and they were in various conditions. All of them had been stapled or nailed to a wall. So there are staple holes. Some of them have creases, staining. You can see in the top corner or the top of it how white it's supposed to be. There's even a smudge of who knows what right there. So long story short, I listed all of these menus individually. At first I was thinking, this is a bad buy, they're not going to sell. The first 10 I listed, the next morning 3 of them had sold. So I knew I was into something good. I went hard, got them all listed. Actually, I have like 20 more still to list at home. I got to the end, it was like, I'm done. But most of them are from the Houston area. So I've been selling these all year. And so far, I've probably made, I don't have an accurate number on this, I've made at least $4,000, likely $5,000 to $6,000. Twice I've had buyers come in and buy over $1,000 worth of menus all at once. This sale was for $280. There's 6 menus here, and this is a repeat buyer. And this repeat buyer happens to be Baylor University. So their library system, I guess, is putting together a collection of menus, and thus far have 45, 50 from my collection, or my lot. So these ones went for $280. After doing the math, I have 4 cents into every menu. So 4 times, actually there's 7 here, 4 times 7 is 28 cents into $280. It doesn't get much better than that. That's $1,000, 1,000 times my money. So happy about that. Here's another menu that sold, 35 bucks. This is just someone who bought it. I've had people ask me, why are people paying so much money for these menus? It's nostalgia, and there's not many left, or I don't know. Maybe first date at this restaurant, scrapbooking. I've had people contact me and say, hey, did you work here? I worked there from 1974 to 1980. I'm like, no, I didn't work there. But anyways, let's see what else is leaving the shop. I'm rambling. Let's go. I just had another sale on Mercari, this reel-to-reel here, West Montgomery, down here on the ground. Took an offer of $40. That will be free shipping. What I really like about Mercari is when a buyer makes an offer, and as a seller, when I accept it, the transaction's done. I don't have to wait for the buyer to then come back in and then pay for the item. Everything's just linked up to bank accounts, I guess, and cha-ching, off we go. So eBay, if you're listening, come on, do it like Mercari. Another sale from Mercari. These are a lot of George Strait cassettes. Someone sent me an offer of $28. Again, free shipping, but I'll be shipping those out medium mail. And that $28, so it's going to cost me about $4 to ship. I got those in a recent big media lot. As is the story most of the time with me, or not most of the time, but at least half the time, if you can buy complete collections, that's the way to go. That's the way to, make some big profits. Sometimes it costs a little bit to get in the game, but if I see that I can make my money back in like 2 weeks and then everything after that be profit, it's the right game to play. Here's another buy from a collection. This is Our Daily Bread. It's a cookbook. What is it? Give us our bread, our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. Like that. So, 21 bucks for that. Next is this painting. I got it at a local auction. it has this here, 7 Springs, Tennessee. Then over here it's dated 1900. There's a creepy lady, some type of buggy. Anyways, I listed that for 120 bucks. Not that artist isn't anyone. It looks pretty amateurish. Anyways, someone sent me an offer of $75. I thought that was a great deal for me. So I paid $5. They paid $75. The frame is really nice. So off that goes. Next is this single menu, El Patio, and also Club Via Sara, out of Houston, Texas. That sold for $36. West Montgomery. Here's another reel-to-reel. Again, I bought these at auction. I bought a collection of 20. Made my money back after 24 hours. Now I'm in pure profit, so this sold for $158. That's the most that I've seen this reel sell for when I look at comps and research. Places to research records is PopPsych. And the place to research all music is valueyourmusic.com. I just found that site and I really like it. Next is this mug. It's the, what is it again? Taylor NG mug. These are made in Japan. Different circumstances with animals. That sold for $22, I believe. Next is this Maynard hand crank egg beater. That sold for 20 bucks. What it had going for it was this pink handle. I think it is cracked. No, not cracked. So good little sell. I picked those up for, I'll pay up to $3 for them. I don't really want to get into them for any more than that. Sometimes they take a while to sell. Here's a keychain. I got that, I think, in a closet. Again, we want to get all the money out of those closets, especially these little things. They're easy to store, easy to list, easy to ship. That sold for $13, free shipping, so about 10 bucks. I sold these things. I love miniature Southwest pottery. I couldn't figure out a name to go with these. They just had the black handprint on the bottom. So I sold them as a lot. I bought them at auction. I got these 3 and I think 2 others for like 15 or 20 bucks. These 3 sold as a set for $75. Just to imagining making something so small out of clay and like with fingers. Like I have big fingers, so I can never make something like that. I don't think I could. Maybe I could. But anyways, $75 there. What I really like about these is sometimes I find them at thrift stores in the area and they're super cheap because the person behind the counter feels bad about selling something so small for so much money, so I can get them for like $3 or $5 sometimes. Next is this CD. Again, this came out of a collection. Walked into a local thrift store and I was going through their CDs and they had a bunch of sealed CDs and a lot of titles that I couldn't find. A lot of it was like electro metal and like experimental metal. You can see this one is actually even numbered 388. Maybe they made 1,000 of them, who knows. A lot of this stuff ends up going to Europe. This one's going to Florida and it sold for 20 bucks. I ended up spending like 120 bucks on all those CDs, and again, I was able to lot a couple of bands together, sold those quick, and then had one big sale, and then now I have about 45 more to go through, and they're all going to be profit. Let's go here. Lightning Air fan. It's an air ionizer. That sold for $40. I've had it forever. Then the menus. Like I said, there are 7 menus here. They went for $280. I'll just give you the names. New York Pizzeria and Saloon. That is actually in Houston. I couldn't find anywhere on the map that said it was in Houston, but when I was listing everything, it was clear that most everything was from Houston, so I just put that in the title, and I guess Baylor University agreed with me. Next is the Stockman, 1982. You can see it's written in, but still a cool thing. Where are you going to get it? We have the Great Mine Company, And again, these ones did really well. I'm not giving you the exact prices. They sold from like 35 to, I think one sold for 50. When I priced these, I was going off the top of my head. I figured steakhouses were good. I don't know. If it was cuisine that seemed like it wouldn't be that common in the 80s and 70s, I went with that stuff. I priced it high because I can always take an offer. These were all gifts also. So this one, first wedding reception, we catered 1985. I got sick. Gold Mine Company. Hungry Tiger Restaurant, Oyster Bar. I did a lot of the Oyster Bar stuff because that's like, is that Panhandle, Texas? And that's like a whole different part of Texas. Jimmy Walker's Edgewater Restaurant. Look how big this menu is. Like, that was the era of the big menu. So, that. El Peson. I put up higher dollars on Mexican restaurants because the whole, like, Tex-Mex ideal. Where is this from? 1981. Cool one. And then Pecan Grove Plantation. You can see that's not in great condition, but if it's the only one, it's still history. 1980. Really cool. So, that's the story with those. I hope I didn't talk too much about it. Let's move on. Let's hit the stack of clothing. All this stuff is going to be plus shipping except for the bottom coat. This is a Satin Jacket Bueno. I found this at a garage sale. Paid a couple bucks for it. It sold for $27. We have this brushed flannel. Five Brothers, made in the USA. That sold for $25. The undergear. This is a full body, like onesie fleece. That sold for $28. Have this pink house robe, house jacket. Is it Vanity Fair? It's Sears. Union made tag there. Pretty cool. That sold for $27. I pick these up when I see them just because, well, especially since the pandemic, people are at home and they want to be comfortable. Next is Nike Denver Broncos, kind of like the old helmet, yet still a dry fit. It's a polo shirt, sold for $28. Sold the Pendleton with the leather elbows. This is a Hawthorne. Usually I don't buy too many of the cotton Pendletons. I try to stick to the wool. But this one had the elbow pads, and the brushed flannel is a really good thing to look out for because some people don't want to wear wool. And if you want a Pendleton and not wear wool, this is the way to go. Next is this pair of Goldschmied. Yeah. Adriano Goldschmied jeans, Protégé. Those sold for $25. I got them at a thrift store about a year and a half ago, so took a while. Still, 25 bucks, probably paid $6. Next is this Peter Millar, half zip, quarter zip, 5% cashmere. That sold for 30 bucks. This vest sold really quick. It had a lot of interest too. Don't know where it came from, but it has this cool checkerboard pattern. It sold for 20 bucks. I listed it for 25. It had like 6, 7, 8 watchers in a matter of days. I sent out an offer of 20 bucks to everyone, and someone jumped on it. And finally, this wool coat. Remember I told you it's going to be the winter of the black fur-lined coat. We say that because we got that. This is Cresco, size 42. Someone made me an offer on Macari. We went back and forth. Finally, I checked comps on eBay, and just simply this brand doesn't sell well. So getting the $75 offer, it was a good deal for me. Good deal for them because this is a really nice coat. Yeah, free shipping. Going to California, so it should cost no more than $12 to ship. That's what's leaving the shop today. Thank you all for indulging my curiosities. I'm having a good day. Hoping you're having a good day. Let's talk again soon.